Time to kick it old school.
Hello and welcome back. We tried this live stream this morning and the internet did not comply. So I am back and I'm trying to do this show again. So hello to everyone. Thank you for being here. Hello Sue, Spiritual Sunshine, Hippie Shake, Small Town Girl, and I'm sure there's other people. So hopefully some people will turn up. We've only got 12 at the moment. Just was watching Paul Cook, his show, which I think most of you are on. That's why I delayed this one a little bit. But yeah, man, good stuff. Hey, Paul's going really well, getting his theory polymered, shall we say. John Chesworth, hello again. How are you? Thanks for being here. So we're kind of 10 minutes early now. I put it out to 8 o'clock because Paul was going, but now it's 10 to 7. So what should we do? Should we wait till more people turn up? What do you think? Oh, now there's 20. It's going up. All right. Yay. All right. Da. Hello. All right. Well, I know what I can do, actually. I'm working out how to use this StreamYard. Not very well, though. This one. Yeah. There you go. Dance like no one's watching. Thought we'd show that, lighten the mood a bit. All right. Not the world, not of this world. Sorry. How you going? Welcome, Sherry. How you going? Good to see you again, as always. Yeah, I know, right? Very Woody from Toy Story. Yeah. Is that what that music is? It did sound familiar. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's how you should dance, man. Like nobody's watching. And never do this to your children.
What's wrong?
Daddy's going to do that.
What?
Daddy's going to do that.
He what?
He's going to do a crack.
Are you serious? Daddy!
Never call your child a Democrat. Mr. Rasta, how you going? Thank you for being here. I was having fun. Hi to all from how do I say that? Romond. Oh, Kimmy Kale, hello. Hey, 007, how you doing? Long time. Yeah, I know, right? What do you reckon? I reckon another 3 months and I'll actually have a beard. But I'm actually doing this to prove that I can grow facial hair. So there you go. You've seen it first. I can grow facial hair. I know, right? Child abuse. How else we got here? Yes, that's the town. That's how I said it right, did I? Forgotten what it is now. Roermond. That's a really bad Dutch accent. It's so bad that it's American. Red Cap Goblin, if I can speak. How you going? Thanks for being here. Hello again. I've been doing the same. The mark of Cain is lifting. Oh, the mark of Cain. What's the mark of Cain? Is Cain's the one who were able, right? The cannibal. Ooh. All right. So let's jump into it. 40 of you here. So what we're going to talk about today is Sydney, basically Sydney in Australia, and the narrative they give us for where a lot of these big old world buildings came from. And it's just well, we'll get into the story and we'll see what we think. But basically, it's, a lot of buildings like we see everywhere, right? One architect and they build like these 20 buildings in 20 years and they're all amazing. And there's no history, there's no photos, there's no schematics, there's no information. And in Australia, all built by convicts. It's a big con man. Mark of Cain, is this a thing? Have I missed something? The Mark of Cain. I mean, I know the biblical, is that like the mark of the beast? Oh, he couldn't grow a beard. Oh, well, there you go. So I never knew that. There you go. So does that mean I'm not a cannibal now? I can grow a beard. I can, see? Jeez, man, I'm going to be like that Grizzly Adams dude soon. Tell you what, there's no stopping me now, man. Now that they've seen the light and they want freedom, my whiskers want freedom. Set them free. Matt, how you going, mate? Good to see you. Of course, everyone go check out Matt's channel. I've seen he's been doing some good drawing shorts if you want to learn how to draw. Rainbow Mist, like me. What, you can grow a beard too, or you can't? I don't know. All right. I was making words, wasn't I? What was I doing? Let's see. All right. Let's do a screen share. All right. Now, is everything good? I better check. Is the sound good? Am I coming through fine? Hope it does. It looks all good on my side. And of course, I'm in the dome, the igloo, the Star Wars Anakin house, if you like. I'm not in Florida. You're talking about me. Just JP, how you going? Mick Hill, I'll be in Florida soon. I'm not there at the moment. Small Town Girl, hello again. And all other awesome people. Thank you all for being here. All right, so let me share the screen. Let's get into this. This dude, Francis Greenway, the convict architect. So this is the story. That Francis Greenway was born in Bristol, England in 1777 to a family of builders, stonemasons, and architects. So he was just I guess he just learned architecture through osmosis, right? As an adult, Greenway set up an architectural firm in Bristol and had a promising career until the business went bankrupt in March 1812. So again, like they say, his family was builders and stonemasons. Well, that's great. Nothing about where he studied, where he got his degree, how he became an architect. He just set up a business. He was found guilty of forgery and sentenced to death, which was later commuted to transportation for 14 years, which means they sent him as a convict to Australia. Greenway arrived as a convict, Sydney, February 1814, and was followed a few months later by his wife and 3 children. Wow, there you go, man. Bring the whole family out. Hang out with Dad while he breaks rocks and gets flogged. Due to his profession, Greenway was afforded an amount of freedom as a convict and soon established an architectural practice in George Street. So while he was still a convict, he set up an architectural practice. By December 1814, so that was, March, 9 months or something? He had his own business set up and he was a convict sentenced to 14 years. He was advertising his services in the Sydney Gazette, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes down. He met the Governor Lachlan Macquarie. And in 1815, Macquarie engaged Greenway to report on the building of the Rum Hospital, blah, blah, blah. He was critical, but basically he got given the job. He was granted a ticket of leave in March 1816, just 2 years, don't you know, after, into his 14-year sentence. Macquarie appointed him then as the colony's civil architect and assistant engineer. So now he's an engineer as well. I don't know where that popped up from. Maybe he had an uncle that was an engineer. Greenway's first commission was to design a lighthouse at South Head. Governor Macquarie was so pleased with the stonework of the building, he granted Greenway conditional emancipation in 1817, which basically that meant they set him free, and the lighthouse was completed in November 18. So, is that 1 year? 1 year to build the lighthouse. Then he just goes down how basically he built everything. He built everything. So we can go to Wikipedia, Francis Greenway, and they just repeat the story basically. You know the deal. Down here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 buildings built between 1815 and 1824, no, 1828. So what's that? That is 13 years. Pretty good going. 17 buildings in 13 years. And a lot of them took like 1 year to build, 1 year to build. This one took 10 years. First government house. One of the smaller buildings, but 10 years, you know, that actually might be doable. 1 year, 2 years, 1 year, 4 years for a church, 4 years for another church, but 1 year for the third church. So we'll have a look at some pictures and check out this kind of stuff he was building. And the Supreme Court, 8 years. So as you can see, most of them 1 to 2 years, and a couple 8 and 10 years. Whacking them up. He was a convict. As far as we can see, that there's no record of his, education as an architect or as an engineer, and his staff, his builders would have been convicts. So this is the lighthouse that he built, and there's some strange photos of this that we'll have a look at. But as you can see, old world, domes, blah blah blah, and it's got this weird story attached to it, how there was a first lighthouse, and then a second lighthouse, and then a third lighthouse, and then all these weird things. But basically, the first Macquarie Lighthouse, and that they mention the Napoleonic Wars in this narrative for some reason, when Australia's, I think they're trying to put in that Australia was scared of being attacked by France. I mean, come on, how do you even get here in the 1800s, right? By the time you got here to attack, everyone would have scurvy and be half dead. Many more convicts were sent to New South Wales, and over 1,000 in 1818. So that, bit of a workforce, but all convicts, with bad food, bad living conditions. This is what we're told anyway. But basically, I'm trying to find it. They built it. The foundation stone was laid 11th July 1816. The lighthouse was operational from 1818. So 2 years they built this out of masonry. So I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to click on this, and there I do have photos. All right, so let me come back. Oh, that's the wrong button. All right, hello. How is everyone? 83 of you watching. Thank you all for being here. Hope you're having fun. Brian Evans, how you going? All right, so let's look at what this guy built. All right, we heard the story. No training. He's a convict. Set free because he was some kind of architect. And what did he build with all this convict labor? And also keep in mind, this is when there was, they tell us, right, no brand new country, so they didn't know where the mines were, where the steel were, no infrastructure, no roads, all this kind of stuff. This is Francis Greenway. This is the old $10 note in Australia, and this is how prominent he is. He's put up as basically the first really big architect who was building some of these big buildings. Of course, there seem to be a lot more buildings than out there, so I don't know, one day if I get the time, I might go through every building and see if there's an architect attached, right? This is him, and as you can see, he doesn't really have a neck. His head just kind of goes down to his shoulders. It's a rather large neck. But anyway, this is Cadman's Cottage, 1 year to build, and this is the back view. As you can see, we've got a level here, and we've got a wall. going up to another level, and this is the front of it. Okay, so this back bit that we just looked at, that's up at the second level, clearly. And this, you can see, this looks a bit small, is because this is a retaining wall and these are steps going down. So this is the ground level. This building is sunk like a metre or so. And then at the back, the ground level is halfway up. So this is one of the first buildings built in Australia, they want us to believe. Why wouldn't they just pick some flat land to build it on? Why would you go about it? I mean, why make it hard for yourself? This is the question with so many of these buildings. This is Cleveland House. This is, fairly, mundane structure as far as what we look at. But you can see what they do with these buildings. In Australia, they put a tin roof on it and a veranda around it, and that changes the whole look of it. And they've also, painted this or covered it in something, so you can't see the red brick. But that's basically an old world, just square red brick building that we see everywhere, built again by Francis Greenway. And this is the Clifton Hotel. Okay. This was built in 1818. Now, let me just go and check how long this took to build. Clifton, 1 year. It was built in 1818. 1 year. To build this in Australia, 1818, okay, Captain Cook landed 1778. So that's 40 years after they turned up, that they've got enough materials or access to enough materials to build this with convict labour. What do you reckon? I mean, and we can just see, right, the cathedral windows, I go over it every video, but you can see all the old world features in this building. All right, here's a back view of it. You can see just these walls, the way they do it, coming out here, even this bit here is protruding, got the old world chimneys. Look at these windows up here, everything completely symmetrical, and it's under the ground. All right, it's a flutter. You can see down here, this is an archway. Okay, this is the barrier fence, the wall, and you can obviously walk down here. And there's lower levels. So again, built, a building of this size, right? And they want us to believe it was built at the wrong level. What do you think? And built by convicts. Let's not forget, this is a front view of this. So you can see this place is huge. Okay, and you can see here the different levels, right? So this is the building we can see, but look, the ground level's down here. Okay, you can see this hill. So, and there's also a retaining wall in here. So is that is that hiding the lower levels? Like we see this everywhere, right? But I mean, clearly an old world building, but built in a year by convicts, designed by a convict. This is obviously a drawing, but these are two of the buildings that he built, the courthouse and the St. James Church. And again, I mean, look, it looks like, look at all these Roman, what are they called? Porticos, doorways, completely old world. Mud flutter, I mean, ridiculous. But this is what this guy was building. This is called Hobartville. I couldn't find a lot on this, but clearly it's like a house, right? One of these big mansion houses. Again, keystone windows, the columns, the arches, all the old world features. Okay, this is Hyde Park Barracks. Okay. Is that sunk? No. Red bricker, and you can see like it's just surrounded by old world buildings. But that's just the front. This is the side, and so it's quite big. And a barracks. This was built as a barracks, they want us to believe. This one, let's have a look. Where are we? Here. Hyde Park Barracks, 1 year. 1 year to build this. 1 year is good. All right, 1 year built by convicts. And brick, so convicts, laid all this brickwork, all this arched brickwork here, all the keystone lintels, all these protruding column bits, all done by convicts, convict bricklayers. This is an original, well, not original, but a drawing back from the 1800s. And you can see it used to have a massive wall around it with gatehouses, domes. Looks like there's even a dome on the top here, which is gone. We can't really see the roof. We can't see the dome there. So, yeah, when it was built, look at this infrastructure. And this, looking, what we would be taught is Persian, Middle Eastern, these gatehouse things, right? So no mention of the wall that I came across, but as we can see there, it used to be walled back in the 1800s, don't you know? And I love the bits of wood, right? Like, just to juxtapose the technology you'd need to build this, and then they got this broken wooden fence. It's great. And this is a drawing, of course, Hyde Park, back in the 1800s. So as you can see, be interesting to see what's going on. There is clearly a building here, and this is, of course, a drawing, and notice no roads or anything. And here we see the front of it, and there's a building pretty close, so I'm not sure if that's a different perspective. These houses in the front, look more like what they would have been able to build, but a bit of the wall may be still there. Just really these gates, then looks like they've replaced it with just sticks. They look like sticks, just wood. Look, they're all different heights and stuff. They're all bent. It's not ironwork, that by the looks of it. That looks like stick work. All right, this is another building that Francis Greenway, the convict architect, built. Sorry if you can hear my generator. It's just popped up. It's going off. What were we looking at? The Liverpool Technical College. No information on how long it took to build this, but this is it. Okay, so built before 1824. Is that right? I think he died. Well, basically built around the 1820s or 30s in Australia. So, within 50 years of Captain Cook landing, they're all backing up this. And look at this thing. Apart from the fact, again, right, every time built on a hill, every time. All right, so clearly, these top two would be mud flooded, but I mean, just look at the front of this. You can it's obviously an old photo, but you can kind of see the intricacies on that front facade. We've got these, what are they? Columns that go, but they're going up past the walls with these domed tops on them, arched windows everywhere. These are people here. So you can see, like, the top of the fence is up here, man. So these buildings are huge. Because look, that's only 3 stories, right? Look how tall the first level is. So this, right, built by convicts, designed by convicts. This actually looks, or maybe not. I thought that looked a bit paved. Maybe it's just been graded or something, the road. But yeah, that's a big thing, is the roads, right? The roads. This is another angle of the Liverpool Technical College, built in the early 1800s by convicts. And again, we see this stone wall, and they're always, well, actually, it's not that short, is it? Compared with these people, a couple of controllers, but a wooden gate, right? Masonry wall, and then they put a wooden gate in there. Shouldn't that be wrought iron? So we just get these 2 different levels of technology. That looks like that could be an iron gate. I'm not sure. Big street lights everywhere. So I'm not sure what the date of this photo is, but it looks like 1880s or something, late 1800s or mid to late. And this is the college today. That's the best sort of photo I could find. So there you go. It's a red bricker, and again, built by convicts. But look at all the intricacies of the brickwork. This is really well done brickwork. Again, they've done it basically the hardest way you could do it, because clearly there's something going on here. This isn't just for show. There's functionality built into these. And the geometry, by the way, is a big part of this. And that's something I'm going to be getting into over the next few months. Here we have the lighthouse. Okay, so this is interesting. Macquarie Lighthouse. 2 domes. Why? Don't know. They don't tell us. Viewing deck. Okay, lighthouse. Is it a lighthouse? Big ball on the top. Okay, we've seen the pictures of the airships, and they attach to the buildings and they attach to balls. So, and that's basically so they can move around in the wind so they don't get damaged, right? So what do you reckon? Is that maybe an airship airport? But what I found looking at the photos, there's just another one again built up on a, right, every time built up on this mound. Got this whole brick wall in the background. But this is what I found in the past. So when you go through the story, it sort of says that there was one built and then another one built, but they just sort of say the first one was decommissioned, but clearly they've just left it standing there, right? Built the other one directly behind it, or at least that's what they want us to believe. So I've never actually seen 2 lighthouses this close together. But here's another shot. And yep, you can see the top of this one is not there where it is here. So is that some kind of retrofitting that we're looking at? Just looking at this. Sorry. It looks like, yeah, so maybe this is the old one, or of course, right, they're going to tell us they're building this one. And they've closed this one off. It's no longer glass there. And they built one right in front of it. So was there 2 there? And if 2, like, what were they? Well, Twin Towers maybe. What do you reckon? I don't know. But lots of controllers here, right? Checking out the work. And as you can see, no roads going up here. We've got a bit of a path. Just looks like dirt. So how did they get everything up here to build this? But I'm going to have to look into this a bit further. This one, another old photo, but now we're back to 1. So it looks like, you know, if we take it from our narrative, that there would have been 2 to start with, and they've ended up knocking one of them over. I don't know. What do you think? This is an obelisk attributed to Francis Greenway. It's called the Macquarie Obelisk. Here's another picture, and I mean, you can see the brickwork here, but this one you can sort of see, looks like they've gone and they've touched up the mortar joints or something in this, or at least maybe, you know, covered it, right? Maybe they're covering it up in like tiles, I'm not sure. But an obelisk, because that's what you build in Australia, right? Within 50 years of the country being discovered, you go and build obelisks, because that tells people that, you know, you're finding your identity, right, as a new colony. Like, I mean, come on, right? It's so Australian to build obelisks. But there you go, an obelisk. So I'm not sure how tall this is. It looks pretty big. You can see there's quite a few steps here, so it's probably 3 or 4 meters. Not huge. St. James Church, Sydney, again, built by convicts. We can see this huge copper spire at the back. And this is a large building, 1 story. You can see the umbrellas down here. This is the front of it, so it looks, you know, not that impressive. This is the side of it. This is a church, St. James Church, Sydney. Obviously a mud flutter, but this could have been a train station, right? Just designated it differently. I mean, a church, again, oversized, built in the early 1800s. So this one, let's see, I think all the churches were like 2 years, weren't they? St. James Church. 4 years for this one. So there you go. That doesn't make any sense at all. Oh, look at that. We jump to the next picture. Yep, so we got that one. This one back in the day, James Church, Sydney. And I mean, apart from this church, and these, Greco-Roman entranceways, and complete mud flutter, by the way. Look at the windows down here. But look down the street. Look at this. Now, this photo, not the 1800s, or what? I don't know. Someone giving us a stare out. I mean, I'm not sure. Probably early 1900s. A lot of the early 1900s have these names written on them. But I mean, completely built out with, very non-Australian buildings, shall we say. St. Luke's Anglican Church. This one, 2 years to build. Just a huge red bricker. And as you notice, most of these buildings have these towers, right? Obviously the churches, but again, this is some kind of a deck up here. What are these really? What were they really? And okay, that's interesting. This back bit, okay, this bit here maybe is an add-on. See how this looks slightly different, the brickwork? Because you can see this arch in the background here. So maybe this whole back end, I don't know, at one point was put on, and it's clearly smaller, right? It's smaller construction than the front here. So that's interesting. And, doors going up, which means there'll be windows down. Looks like they've been filled in, but we've got our vents. So probably lower levels. Here's another view of it. Again, with this archway. So it looks like this has been added on at some point. I wouldn't think by convicts. That add-on may be hundreds of years old before, old Cookie Boy turned up. And this is a picture of it back in the day. So again, as with all these old buildings, they're just out in fields. There's no roads going to them. And they all look almost brand new, right? I mean, it's had a good clean-up. Good clean-up, got designated a church. They designated their convict architect, tell us that architects built it. They can't explain where they got the bricks, where they made the bricks, the glass, the iron, everything you would need to build this. There's no transportation, no roads here, no warehousing infrastructure. But, they whacked it up. 2 years. This is another church he built. He built 3 churches. This, again with the towers. Got the copper dome. And this one, St. Matthew's. Yep, 1 year. 1 year to build this. All right. What do you think? And look at this road. Look at this. This is sand. It's not even a compacted road. Like, this is fresh ruts, right, from the horse buggies. So, and this photo is from 1906. So this is like almost 100 years, like 90 years after it was built, and there's still no road. And again with the fences, right? Wooden fences. So that wooden picket fence. Big masonry, building built by convicts 90 years in the past, and then they can just put wooden picket fences around it. And as you can see, there is a structure here. It's like a fountain. Well, actually, there is a different. There must be 2, because that's a statue. But I found a picture of a fountain that was really quite intricate, but it had a big top on it. Do I have it? Oh, there it is there. So yeah, see the top on this? Look how, and again, sorry, it's not the best resolution. It's the biggest photo I could find. But look, it's a fountain, and look at this antiquitech up here. Looks like a cathedral, right? It's just going off. So there you go, Convict Buildings of Australia. He also built this. Okay, 17 buildings, what was it? 15 years, I think, 13 years. One architect, and who was also the engineer, let's not forget. Don't know, no papers of where he studied or where he got his degree, but he was, because his family were stonemasons and architects, don't you know? So he osmosis off the information and built this, designed this, and look at these columns. You can see these are obviously pieces that have been put together, and we see this everywhere. There's examples of these that have fallen over and fallen apart everywhere, and in a lot of places we're told they're thousands of years old. So we've got the exact same construction, the exact same, look, right, with this scalloping up here, and they're literally the same columns that we find, and we're told are like 1,000 years old, 2,000 years old. These ruins, around Egypt, right, where Paul Cook is, well, was. But you can see, right, sectional columns, same stuff. But yeah, this one, the Supreme Court of New South Wales. This one took 8 years to build. And again, looking very Australian, right, with its very Greco-Romano facading. This is the other side of it. This is 1868. Okay, you can see this whole street is completely built out. So this is 110 years after Cook landed to a barren, country, nothing here, or so they say. And whacking up this, very tall street lights again, always very tall street lights. And another picture of the front of it. So this is the other side, obviously, to the first picture we looked at. So this is some massive construction. Now this one as well is saying it's the Supreme Court. So there's no spire that we can see there. Trying to find all these pictures, I'm not sure. But this actually looks more like that church we were looking at, doesn't it? So that may be misnamed. Now back to this. So this is again is the Supreme Court. So telling us this building, and again, look at these houses built up off the ground with this retaining wall. You can almost see, or they're vents at least, or the tops of windows. So mud flooders, right? Everyone just hanging out, dirt roads, and don't have a date. All right, this one is a castle, quite clearly, right? A castle. This is the Sydney Conservatorium of Music, and we don't have a build time for this one, but clearly it's a castle built by convicts. Okay, now let's see. I think the next picture is better. Yeah, this one. So just look at all the stuff around it. Okay, so first of all, look at this. These are underground. Like, look, there's windows down here and doorways to go underground. Look how close this one is to the foundations. All right, so these are entrances to lower levels. There's another one here. Looks like it's probably to an underground car park or something. So there's clearly lower levels to this. Okay, did the convicts build that? It's not in the narrative. And again, here, right, here's another end, or probably an exit from the car park that's underground. So there's clearly stuff under this. And I mean, look at all these landscape gardens we find. This looks like it could have been an amphitheater. You can see that's a hill sectioned off. So was that an old world structure? But look at this, walls, right? This is all way above the street levels here. There's all these different levels, and even this house is sunk down. This is the level of the land here, and this looks like it's a couple of stories below, right, down where these are. So this whole area, this is, I mean, that looks like it's to get light to a lower level, right? So I haven't checked in. I've just sort of gone over the buildings that our convict architect built and the time frames and you know how much he was able to achieve apparently in such a short time. But there's some pretty interesting buildings, you know, in this list. This probably being the most. This is it back in the day. What have we got, like 30s, 40s, and clearly, right, a castle. And you can almost see, like, this is going downwards. You can see it's not level with the ground level. And this one, don't have a date on this, but this is it. And look, you can see here there's no roof. Now there's a roof that goes from this wall to the center building, but it wasn't found like that. That's been added. That's a retrofit. All right. So originally it was just like a walled building, basically, with this castle wall. And look at this gatehouse. Right. Another castle with a big turret coming off it. What's going on here? And of course, dirt roads. You can see the fences, massive stone pillars, all the trees, looking landscaped and very old. You can see the size of this tree. So again, don't know what the date of this is, probably the late 1800s. But this tree looks like it's already 100 years old, doesn't it? Look at the size of these pine trees in the back. Very close to, the construction site where the convicts were hanging out. This is just a house that he built, Windsor Courthouse. Again, you can see they've put this roof on, I would say, and probably filled this bit in. But that would be an old red brick. You can see the keystone lintels up there. And that's the last picture. All right, so there we go. Am I still live? Yes, I'm still live. All right, 160 of you watching. Thanks for being here. So what do you think about all that? All those buildings built in 13 years, all 17 of them by convicts, and all within, sort of 40 years of Captain Cook landing in Australia. What do you think of that narrative? What do you think? Let me know. Zao Moxes, how you going? Oh, Callum, how you going, mate? Long time no see. Magic, hello. I don't live in Sydney either. Hello, Cypri joins. Just JP, hello. Shawnee B, hello. Massachusetts, so many historical stories. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's just it's just everywhere. Thank you, Hippie. Thank you, Matt. It's so strange doing these lives because I'm basically just sitting in my dome by myself talking out loud. It's very weird, right? You do these shows and it's like, oh, I hope I'm still connected. And because this morning I was doing that, and then I realized that I wasn't even live anymore. I was literally in a dome talking to myself out loud. But I'm not crazy. I'm not. You'd have to remember to remove it every day so it doesn't get stolen. Oh, cherry eyes. Sorry, I'm jumping into someone else's. A magnet we can slap and peel off with it. Oh, gosh, okay. Sorry, I'm just interrupting your conversation there. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Yeah, nah. Johnny B, thank you. I'm glad you are all enjoying it. All right, Zao, have a good night, mate. Dream good dreams. Oh, well, we're not going to sleep, are you? Night shift. What time do you start? You've probably got a few hours. Catch a few hours of kip. Shiva Shampoo, hello. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Nigel Betts, hello. Most castles had water channels around them. Yes, 100%. Yeah. Most castles seem to be, what they try and tell us are citadels attached to star cities. Or walled cities, whatever you want to call them. Yes, Matt, I agree. The narrative is full of dog poop. With little recognition, credit given to... Yeah, no, there's exactly. It's always just one dude, right? They never tell you where the workers came from, who they were, where all their tools... Who was making all their tools? Where were they digging up the line to make the mortar? Where are all the brick kilns? I mean, we do have kilns and that, but nothing big enough with a production big enough to, produce enough bricks to build all the buildings they say were built. Oh, not of this world. You're in Sydney. Well, there you go. Have you been to the Conservatorium of Music? You should go check it out. I haven't been to Sydney in years, but I'll have to get there soon. Kelly actually went today to Sydney. Because she had to pick up a visa. So literally she had to fly from Northern Rivers to Sydney, go in, pick up her visa, and then get back on the plane and fly back up. So I haven't seen her all day. She's probably back now. But then tomorrow She had to do that today because tomorrow she's going out and they're flying to Melbourne for a few days and then off to India. So we're going to be doing some podcasts while she's in India. So stay tuned for that. Who are we? Hello. Greetings to you, awesome being. All right, I'm just going to go down to the bottom of the comments. Yeah, man. Genius convicts. Very skilled. Convict masons. Masonic convicts. It's all a rich man's trick. It is, man. They just acquire these buildings, right? They found them. They find them and take them over. Renovate. Remember, renovate. It means to give something, basically to rename, and re-stamp a building. That's what a renovation is. So that's what they do, right? They just put their own stamp. They just take off the facading they don't want there, change it around a bit, designate it as a different building, and claim to have built it. Yep. Where were the furnaces to make steel? I agree, Brian. Like all of this stuff, it's not out there. Hello, Amy. There is a primary school in West Footscray, which rather than 80 just has a number 258. Wow. Cool. Should get some footage of that. Yes, do. Get some footage. Put it up online or send it to me. That'd be cool. Bit prickly. What's prickly? Is that your face? Are you growing a beard? You can grow a beard in like a day, man. I got a friend Jethro, and literally, man, like I saw him. He came to a show in the morning. He was clean shaven. By the end of the show, he had a full beard, man, and I'm not joking. Very Harry Potter, yeah, man. Yeah, we did have the best convicts. Yeah, man. No, to all you other countries, man, our convicts were better. That's exciting about Kelly. Yes. I think she's going to China, where she's going to get footage, but we don't want to risk trying to send out footage or do any, podcasts while she's there because she might not ever get out. News Watchman, hello. Thank you for being here. What part of India? I'm not sure, but she's the first day she's going to the Taj Mahal. But I don't know my regions of India very well. Thank you, Small Town Girl, for being here. Old World bricks were smaller. Yeah, a lot of them, yeah, those sort of thin ones. Yep, I agree. Mark of Oz, hello. All right, activated pineal, free masonry. Hello, Colin, how are you? Until we realize angels and demons are real, then everyone will get the answer. Humans never built any of the old world. Oh, you talking about that 1,000-year reign of Christ thing that I've heard a bit about? Not sure. It's an interesting topic. You're all up early, yeah. I'm 8:37 p.m. here in New South Wales, Australia. So I'm guessing you're probably Central US time, are you? What's that? That is, was like 6:38 a.m. for you, something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to work all this stuff out. Finding solutions. Do you finally woke up to flat Earth, or you are still a global? I'm guessing it's the first time you've been here, which it's a very strange question. I've got to say. Did I finally wake up to flat Earth? I think you might be on the wrong channel, man. Go and watch any of my videos and you'll work out where I am. Talk to Gozgoz about previous history. Who's Gozgoz? Pre-con jobs, UPART. Is that oops, like UPART, convict, or oops, convict? Is that a channel? Slippery Joins? Is that a channel? Gozgoz? Let me know. I did dance with a wizard in a tent. Nice. Out the front of one of those buildings. Awesome. I want to see the footage of that. 2 wizards dancing in a tent, man. Yes, Kelly's going to India. Oh, you live there a third of your life. Yeah, man. India is just amazing, man. I haven't been there, but the buildings are just ridiculous. Some of the best, with they still seem to have most of their facades. And sorry, I'm way behind on the. Sorry, my cat, not my cat, the cat, Buster the cat is meowing at me. He might want to go out. I'll see how it goes. What do you want, mate? You good? Do I have to let you out? Really? I'll be back. I've got to let the cat out. Come on, mate. Don't just stand there like a cat. Go out. Don't you help, Buster? I'll let you in later. All right. Cat is out. Buster the cat. Where are we? I thought it was your cats. Yeah, he's a big cat and he's got this tiny little meow. It's really funny. Yes, thank you. Thanks for being here. Activated Pineal. Finding solutions. I followed your last question about flat Earth. You said you would change your mind if you answered it, and we answered it very well. What? Dude? I'm not answering that, dude. Like, if you don't understand what my viewpoint on that is, again, you what are you doing on my channel making comments like that? Because you've clearly not watched anything that I've ever done. You may have me confused with someone else. I'm not sure. Yeah, Buster. Yeah, Buster the cat. He just turned up. He's not. The cat owns me. Well, he's not really my cat. He just turned up. Like, we're on a farm. Like, there's no houses within like a kilometer, and he just turned up one day. And I don't. He's kind of trained, but he's kind of feral. But he's not a feral cat. But he looks well fed and all this kind of stuff. And he just moved in basically when I was in the tent. I just woke up one day and he was asleep on my bed, and he just never left. So I feed him because then he doesn't eat so many birds and stuff, I guess. But he's very pushy. He's very hungry. But yes, cat owns me. Don't agree with photos people 100% because a lot are wrong about the map and the dome. Well, I mean, we don't know exactly what the makeup is. I don't agree with all the infighting. I think it's not very productive. We know a few things, but we don't know everything. Shari. Gotta keep changing the part. Well, you do it a lot, right? You do it a lot. Maybe Buster the cat should be your new password. Cat slave detected. Hey man, he just turned up, took over. Apparently black cats are good luck when they turn up. Two star forts off the coast of Boston. What, in the ocean? Where's Boston? Is that on the coast? I don't know. Or is that on a lake? I don't know. Yeah, man, there's star forts everywhere. I'm going to go check some out when I am in the USA. Well, that's one reason I do like him hanging around, because obviously we've got a lot of snakes and stuff out here in summer. And I don't know if he'll take on the goanna, but he could definitely beat snakes. Cats are faster than snakes, or most snakes, definitely the ones around here. So that's why I do like him hanging around, a bit of protection. And, there are mice and rats around, so if there happen to be any around the house, he'll get rid of them, which is good. Thank you very much. Am I looking wizard-like, though, with my huge beard here? What is this? This is probably three weeks worth of growth or something. Like a child that wanders into the middle of a movie. What's the cat? I don't know. Fort Warren and Fort Independence. Yeah, right. Cool. I'll have to check them out. Boston. Is it Boston with all the massive buildings and the really huge, really cool government building? I can't remember. I think I did a show on Boston called City for Giants. I think it was Boston. Yes. Mental problems, definitely. Lots of them. I was talking to myself before in a dome with no one listening to me. Cats adopt. Yeah, exactly, man. Like literally, this cat adopted me. He just turned up out of nowhere and decided he was moving in. So there you go. Am I still a globe? I didn't know I used to be a globe. Are you calling me fat? Because that's just fat shaming, and that's triggering, man. It's very triggering. My spirit animal, yeah, he's pretty cool. I've heard their purring is good for you. He likes to sit up, go to sleep on my bed, and he purrs a lot, so that's good. Sphere Earth design problems. Yes, just a couple. You cannot just build a big building without first doing a ground survey. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, exactly. The size of those buildings. I mean, all of them, but there was a couple of houses, but all the rest, those churches and government houses and all that. Like, you see buildings that they build today, like more than 50% of most of these buildings is doing the foundations. But yeah, no talk of foundations. They just whacked them up. Never ever on level ground even, right? Just, why not? Build over the humps. I bought a house and my neighbor's pit bull puppy would not leave and she moved in. Wow, man. What did your neighbors think about that? They lost their dog. Yeah, animals just choose, right? I agree. Did he poop on my bed? No, he did not poop on my bed. Why would he poop on my bed? Oh, Lena from Facebook. Hello, how you going? Tried sending an email the other day, but email was rejected. Oh. Hello. I actually am on Facebook, so you could always send me a message that way. I don't. It's not the best because I don't go on Facebook that much, but there should be. The email address is autodidacticemail@proton.me, I believe. I'm not sure why it didn't work. I think it has been working. Try it again, maybe, or send me, Lena. You can send me a message. I'll keep an eye out for your name. How's that? What's this? Not the goanna and cat were the first. Talk to the goanna. The cat's been around for a couple of months, and the goanna just came because of the cat. Actually, I worked out because I was feeding the cat outside, and he left a bit of food, and the goanna smelt it, and he came in to eat it, basically. Oh, finding solutions, mate. You're making yourself look very silly. And what I'm going to do, I'll put you in timeout. I'll be nice. You can have a think about your actions. But if you come back with ridiculous statements and accusations, you just will be barred for life. I think you're on the wrong channel, mate. You're obviously just got some information recently, and you're losing your mind a bit. So hopefully you shall find it. India, come on, India landed on the moon. I saw them. Actually, I did it. I landed India on the moon back in the 80s when I was playing Gallagher, playing the Space Invader machines. That's when I landed India on the moon, don't you know? Yes, lies are the foundation. Yeah, man, spelling, but, we can see between the lies, the lines of the lies. In that part, I meant the dimensions, yes. Why is there a big discussion now going on about the shape of the realm? I think everyone knows the deal here. I mean, if you think we're spinning through space, dodging planets, a million miles an hour, and the stars never move, well, you might want to open your eyes a little bit. But also, if you think that if you've come across information recently, and you now think you know more than anyone, and that you should go out and start like pointing your finger at people and demanding they tell you their views on the world. Get over yourself. Am I making friends? I've got animal friends, man. Oh, yeah, I agree, man. Naughty. What? I think he's a flat earther. That's what it sounds like. Dimensions. Okay, so yeah, man, I'm going to be getting into all this soon. I've literally come across the theory of everything, guys. I'm not kidding you. I can't really go into it. I can show you. It's all got to be sorted out and put into my brain. But there's a picture. A lot of you will notice that, or at least the number configurations from Marco Rodin's Vortex Maths. I've met this. I've met a lady, a Polish lady, who like lives literally 10 minutes away, and we're in the middle of nowhere. And she has deep dived on what Marco started, and holy dooly, I've just got to get my brain wrapped around it before I can present it. And we've got to sort of, it's complex, but it's not everything. It's oh my God, my brain's still freaking out about it, so it's a bit hard to explain. But basically, maths, it's everything. Everything's the same, right? I've been saying this for years. The maths, the numbers, are the frequency, are the color, are the shapes, are the vortex. Like there's free energy machines that you can see in all the geometry. It's freaking me out, man. So yeah, keep your eyes out. That's pretty much. As you can see, I can't even explain myself well, so you're gonna have to wait for that one. What's everyone saying? Get your tickets here. Yes, thank you, hippie. Mount Dandenong, lookout proves flat plain. There you go. Yeah, well, there's so many of them in Perth, where I used to live. You could see the Rottnest Island. You'd see like the bottom of some of the buildings, and you're not supposed to be able to, that stuff's everywhere, man. As long as the bit I'm in is flat or slightly undulating, yeah. Slightly undulating, well, mountainsides can be cool. Do you mean the Polish lady, Maggie? Her name's Maggie. She's like, I don't know how old she is, 70s probably. Acts like she's like 15. She's like this just crazy lady, but she's a genius. She's like one of these weird geniuses, man. Like she's gone all through the Tesla stuff, Victor Schauberger, Rife, and it's all tied into one thing. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, because we haven't been taught. It's just a different way to look and to see things, and once you can get it, it all makes sense. Yep, sacred geometry not taught to the masses, and what they do teach, what the bits we have got, it's only fragments, and what we're not taught is the connections, how everything does interrelate and everything is one. And they right, they know this, they know it, because we can see a lot of their symbols are these shapes that pop out in this theory, whatever this thing is. I don't even know what to call it. Heaps of the shapes, the numbers, all this stuff. And of course, nothing is good or bad, right? But thinking makes it so. So, like number 33, not everyone, but a lot of people think that's bad because they use it. They're using it for a reason, all right? Because it means something. It's got like numbers actually used in a certain way do have power as far as they can shift energy. This is what I'm learning with all this stuff. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a shoot, that's not how it goes. Like a record, baby, right round, round, round. Everything was and will be free again. Yes, well, we are all free, really, aren't we? We just give our power away. We will get over that soon, though. Yes, hello, how are you going? To Joy, welcome. Did you just get here? Sorry if I didn't see you before. Yeah, I've got a big stack of papers next to me. I've got to work it out, man. I've got to get my brain wrapped around it. All right, after party. There you go, 007. If you're not subscribed, go and subscribe now. And there's going to be an after party after this. So there you go. and a lot of people came from Paul Cook. So it's a night, man. It's a night of live streaming and in a party. And of course, Richie might play us a song, sing us a song. You're the piano, well, you're the guitar man. Sing us a song tonight, because we're all in the mood for a melody. Melody, if I can speak. And you'll soon have us feeling all right, Mr. Richie. Multiverse is real, but you don't need hypnotized people being nasty to realize it. I would agree with that. Yeah, man. Everything's connected. Everything is, let's just say everything's always in constant movement, which means everything's always getting bigger and or smaller, but there's also ejection, like power points in the geometry and the maths. That's, man, when you see this stuff, I'm going to blow some brains out. Yeah, well, exactly right. Who knows? No one knows the answer. Is there more territory? Who knows? I would love to think that there was. I would love to go out and check it out, but probably not going to happen anytime soon. So we don't know. This is all just theory at this point. And the thing is, if you get information and you say that is the truth, well, then you can no longer ponder that truth, right? You've put that thought in charge of you. It now has charge of you because you've charged it with positive or negative energy. And that's not how we learn. The best way is to just take information on. Maybe there's extra land. Oh, wow, they call these flying machines, they say they're manned by extraterrestrials. Well, there's 2 bits of information that link up. So if you get more and more and more and more, well, then it becomes more likely to be true. But all this believing stuff without, 100% when we don't have facts to back it up is probably not useful. Perth is bonkers. I'm out taking pics all the time, especially because I'm part of the heritage. Oh, heritage skills. So what's a heritage skill? Cool, man. You should, yes. Perth is bonkers. I know. I didn't get out enough because obviously, when I was there the last couple of years, when I was into this, I wasn't very mobile, so I couldn't really get out and do much. But yeah, man, like you should start making some videos, Sue. Yep, to Joy is, oh yeah, you're a Mandra at the moment. There you go. They teach, who teaches twerking? That's going to be my new password, I think, Shari. They teach twerking. Try saying that 3 times in a row when you're drunk. If the multiverse is real and you're the bad guy in this experience, at least you're the good guy out. At least the good you is out there. Yeah, I mean, who knows what the multiverse is again? Does it mean that there's all infinite versions of us all slightly different? Who knows? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Can we go in? Can we meet ourselves, or are they just different realms, right, with different entities? That would kind of be more fun. Oh, howdy. How you going, mate? Good to see you. Thank you very much. Howdy, of course, has a great channel. Go and check him out if you haven't already. Thanks for being here, mate. We're just talking about, well, we've just sort of finished. We were talking about Francis Greenway, the convict architect who designed 17 buildings, was it? In 13 years, some of the biggest and oldest buildings in Australia, all built by convicts within 40 years of Captain Cook landing. So quite an interesting story. Infomaniacs. Rife microscope 2. Rife microscope. I don't think I've heard of the Rife microscope. I'm going to have to check it out. All right, interesting. What does that say? Frequencies? Interesting. Yes, please give me a thumbs up, guys. Leave me a comment. Share this around. Subscribe if you haven't. All that other cool stuff. Melbourne Twin Towers, Collins Street. Oh, hello, fella B. There's Twin Towers in Melbourne. I did not know that. So that's why these chats. That's why chats are good in all these communities and getting together, because everyone knows different things, right? We've all grown up somewhere different, and these buildings are everywhere. And this is how we find. Why you blocked me? I didn't. If you were blocked, you wouldn't be able to speak. Clearly you're not blocked. I put you in timeout. And I told you why I put you in timeout. Because when you come on accusing people of things that you don't know about, you will get put in timeout. But if you do it again, you'll be blocked. Thanks for being here. I understand you've probably just woken up to some facts about the place we live, but to come on someone's channel and start demanding that they give you answers when you clearly don't know anything about them or their channel and clearly haven't even watched any of their content, it's a bit rich. So there you go. Things are supposed to work like schematics. Are supposed to work like schematic. Yes, I agree. Schematics, a plan. Yes. Melbourne, Sydney, and Brisbane. Yeah. They keep expanding them, right? Like, but the actual original old cities, right, are quite small, all on canals, all full of Tartarian buildings. There are 2 secret towers. Ooh. In the Waldorf Astoria. Really? I don't even know where that is. But Waldorf, that's like the Waldorf Tower, right? Built by Tesla. Is that near there? 2 towers, free energy. The plot thickens. Sun and rain grows plants and food. I agree. Put in the virtual naughty corner. Yeah, well, I mean, come on, guys. Just be a good human, right? That's it. No one owes you anything. You don't have the right to demand stuff from people, but especially when you don't know what, I got like 500 videos or something. And I do tend to put out my views on things quite liberally, quite easily. Yeah, man, I don't. I just remember being very confused when I was like 3. I'm hearing interesting stuff about Bunbury area. Cool. At Freedom Group. What's Freedom Group? Is that like a group of freedom? Is that like Facebook or something? Let me know. I don't know. But yeah, Bunbury. It was Bustleton that had the massive pier wharf, wasn't it? Or was it Bunbury? I can't remember. Well, they probably both did. But yeah, both those towns, I think, Bunbury and Bustleton, are definitely old world. The Waldorf Astoria, New York, is a luxury hotel and condominium residence in Midtown Manhattan in the New York City. The structure at 301 Park Avenue. Well, there you go. Interesting name, the Waldorf Astoria. So is that like the Astors? Are we talking? Do they own it? I'll have to look into it. Let's see. Waldorf Astoria. So I'm going to have to type this in. Waldorf Astoria. Okay, I'm going to have to check that out. Sorry, I'm typing. Waldorf Astoria. Waldorf Astoria. Oh. Okay, it says here Australia's first Waldorf Astoria hotel is coming. Interesting. So there's more than one. It's a chain. It's a chain of Astor elitist hotels. Oh, very nice. Oh, there you go. I'm just looking at stuff that you can't see. Sorry. Yes. Oh, there you go. Look, Mr. Rasta. There you go. Is it in a hotel? So it's a group of hotels. Yeah, man. Interesting. Open your mind. Oh, okay. I'm trying. Looking at it now. Thanks. You've seen the tall building in New York City with no windows. Interesting. Interesting. Do you remember when that bomb went off? It was in the US about 2 years ago, maybe 2020, 2021. And it was a failed attempt. It was supposed to be bigger, but they blew the front, like some of the front of this building off, and this building had windows and stuff, but where the facade got blown off, like behind that, it was solid concrete with no windows. But they built a facade on it to make it look like a normal window. So these buildings, with no windows, whatever they are, there's heaps of them. And as a side note, in California, in Los Angeles, there's buildings like that, but they've got oil pumps inside them. Or at least that's the story. Like, seriously, weird. So there you go. I am starting to ramble a bit. An hour and 13 minutes. So I might leave it there, guys. My second live today, but I'll be back soon. And I did want to say a big thank you to everyone. I'm finally unpacking, right? I've had stuff in boxes for like 5 months. So I'm finally unpacking because I got some furniture for my dome. Yay. And I'm finding out all these things that people have sent me. So thank you to everyone who has sent me stuff over the past. I'll make a video and show everyone what I've received, because I do appreciate it. And I know I didn't get back to a lot of people because I'm horrible. Because a lot of it came when I was moving. Like I said, a lot of it went straight into boxes and stuff and blah, blah, blah. But I do want to say thank you to, if you've ever sent me anything or any donations, anything like that, I do really appreciate it. And of course, if you would like to help out, you'll find links below. And yeah, there we go. Thanks for spending some time with me, guys. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Convicts building Australia. These massive buildings built, but, no skilled labor, no materials. Right? Was it already there? So I shall be back soon. I think I'm going to do a live with Luke on Wednesday, Paul hopefully in the next week or so. Got something coming up with Martin. We do have a Tartaria Australia that's been recorded. That'll be out soon as well, and another couple of videos and interviews. So much coming up, and a massive announcement. And we're running late, but it should be out this Saturday. We've put as the date to launch it, so keep an eye out for that. Something that unprecedented, another first, something that will blow your minds, and you can be a part of, hopefully. So keep your eyes out for that. And as I look for my outro, there it is. I shall bid you all adieu. Stay awesome. Thanks for spending time with me, and I'll talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now. And go to Richie's channel 007 for the after party.